I want to introduce John, but before I do, I want to introduce Judy. Judy, like a lot of past presidents' wives and going to be president's wife, does everything the president does backwards in high heels. This lady is one of the finest people you ever want to meet, and for someone to be the First Lady of Rotary, we couldn't do any better than Judy Germ, I promise you that. And Judy, we're glad you're here. In 1994-95, Bill Huntley's theme was Be a Friend. And that's what our president-elect has been to Mary and me. When I was picked to be an aide for D.K. Lee, John was already an aide to Wilf Wilkinson. And I went my first day to the headquarters, and who was there but John, and what did he want to do is he wanted to know how he could help. And he did. On page 12 of your guide is a full introduction of John, and it lists everything that he's ever done, and he's had a remarkable career in Rotary so far. And I wish you'd take time to read that. But I want to leave you with a couple of thoughts. We're all Texans except for the folks that are coming from just north of the border here. And the nice thing about that is we're going to understand John because he talks like we do. And those that know your Texas history know for a fact that had it not been for Tennessee, we might not have had a Texas. I give you our President-elect, John Germ.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The longer you stand, the longer it's going to be before you get to eat. Are you having fun yet? Has pets been good yet? Did you learn a lot? You going to take it back to your clubs? I'm through. Oh, it's great for Judy and I to be here, and let me thank you for your generosities and the courtesies. We do have to catch a plane. Our plane leaves at 8:03. So if you back up how long it takes to get from here to the airport to get through security, you're not going to know how long my speech is going to be. You know, isn't Rotary a wonderful organization? It gives all of us an excellent opportunity to share fellowship, to have fun, and to serve humanity. What other organization would do that? Nothing besides Rotary. Because you see, Rotary cares about people. Rotary cares about what happens in our communities, and Rotary cares what happens all over the world. But today is the first day of the rest of your life. How you spend this day and tonight depends strictly upon you. And I want to address part of this, and most of it, to the incoming presidents. You know, there's three types of people in the world. There's those individuals that's in our clubs, and unfortunately, we probably have some presidents like this, and I certainly hope that none of you are in this room are like this. But you got the presidents and Rotarians that sit back and they wonder what happened to them. Then you've got those that sit back and they occasionally make a noise, or they'll occasionally get their bulletin out. And they're the ones that kind of watch things happen. But then we've got what we've got here in Lone Star. We've got those president-elects and those Rotarians that are going to make things happen. Aren't you? You're the presidents that are going to have a successful year. And you're going to have a successful year because you're going to have 365 successful days, because you're going to work at it. You know, it's not about the president of Rotary International. It's not about the board of directors. And it's not about the trustees of our organization. It's about you. It's about you, the local club president, that is going to motivate those clubs to do more work in their community than they've done before. Your success as a club president will not be measured by what you as an individual does. Your success is going to be measured by whether or not you bring in more individuals into the Rotary Club that you're president of in order to improve that community, and whether or not you get your current members more involved than what they've been before, and whether or not you get them more involved in humanitarian efforts, not just in your community, but around the world. That is how you will be measured this next year. You have to decide whether or not you are up to that challenge. A few years ago, someone gave every Rotarian that's in this room an opportunity. That opportunity was to join and become a Rotarian. Someone gave you that opportunity. Your club now has given you an opportunity. That opportunity to be a leader. Now, you can choose to be one of those leaders that watches things happen, hopes things happen, and say, on July the 1st, I've only got 364 more days. Or you can say on July the 1st, I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. I've got the best club in our community. I've got the best club in Texas. And we are going to do more good work than we've ever done. And I've got 364 more days to improve my community and to make the world a better place to live. Which one are you going to be? Which one are you going to be? Someone gave you that opportunity. Someone gave you an opportunity to be a Rotarian. My challenge to you, between now and June the 30th, and then starting on July the 1st, for each of you to give that same opportunity to someone else that you know. And if I did a test tonight, and I asked you to take out a pencil and take off your name badge, and on the back of your name badge, I would ask you to write down the name of 5 individuals that you know that are not Rotarians, but that should be. And I'll bet you just about everybody in this room could do that whether you're a Rotarian, you're the spouse of a Rotarian, or you're a partner. You could do that. But you know what? Are you willing to go ask them? Do you have that fear of rejection that says, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. But you can. You should next year remove 2 words from your vocabulary. I can't. And insert 2 words that says, I can. And you will be the best leader, the best president your club has ever had. We'll expand Rotary. You know, we don't need 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 million members. We need more caring hearts, more inquisitive minds, and more willing hands to do the work that is needed in our communities, locally and globally. And that's what we're asking you to do. You know, we talk about membership, and we talk about diversity. We talk about having more young people. We talk about having more retired people. We want to expand because we want to bring those people with willing hands into our clubs to get more work done. Whose fault is it that we don't? Ours. Yours and mine, because we haven't stuck out our hand and said, Sally, I think you would make a great Rotarian. Let me take you to my club and show you the work that we're doing. We have to change. We have to change in order to attract younger people into our organization. They're not going to give you 2 hours for a luncheon meeting, but they'll come to a sunset meeting. They'll come to a breakfast meeting. They'll come to a cocktail meeting. They're not going to pay $1,000 for dues, including meals. They'll give you $10,000 worth of energy and efforts. How many of you know someone that said, I can't be a Rotarian because I don't have the time? My business keeps me on the road. It keeps me traveling. So I can't do that. You know what? They're probably 55 to 58 years old now, and they've retired. They've got the time and the money, but we've tended to forget about them. We've tended to let them go off into the pasture and left them alone. So let's look at flexibility. Somebody asked me one time, I was in Birmingham, can't say Birmingham, you have to say Birmingham if you're in England. So I was in Birmingham last week, and somebody asked me, he said, what do you think about attendance? I said, I don't care. We don't have any police. We're not going to count whether or not you're a good Rotarian because you went to a meeting. We're going to count if you're a good Rotarian because you're out there doing God's work on this earth by making somebody else's life better. That's what it's about. It's about the fact that you and I know people in our community, and there was a project in the House of Friendship that reminded me of the dictionary project. You've got the dictionary project out there now. Started by a lady by the name of Mary French. Simply to put a dictionary into every third grade student's hands in your community. Maybe the only book that child has ever gotten. And you can go in there and you can put in that dictionary, says, this dictionary belongs to Joe Jones, courtesy of the Rotary Club of Longview, Texas. They will cherish that book the rest of their life. And you know what? Their parent may be able to learn to read because that third grade child had a dictionary. Or how about the Imagination Library, where Dolly Parton says, I'll partner with you, and we will in fact provide a book a month to every child that is born at no cost, mail it to their house in their name. The parent has to agree to read that book. What better service can we do to some of the young people in our community than to be able to be sure that they know how to read? Literacy, my friends, is the first step out of poverty. Do you realize that there's individuals in your community right now that cannot read the prescription directions on their medicine bottle? They're there. Think about the people that don't have clean water. Think about a mother that is walking down a dirt path to a polluted stream with a jar on her head to collect dirty, filthy water that cows have been in, people have bathed in, and whatever else they did. But that's the only water they had. So I'm going to ask you tonight, shut your eyes, and I'm watching to see if you do. I want you to silently count to 8. Another child just died. Another child just died because they did not have clean water to drink. If you think about our number one priority program, and it'll be our number one program next year also, is the eradication of polio. It is spread through human to human, but most is because of dirty, filthy water that people are having to drink or to cook with. We can stop that. We can drill more boreholes. We can do more things to provide water to our communities. So yes, we can solve that problem. But how about the young girl that cannot go to school but 3 weeks out of the month because they don't have bathrooms for those young girls? We can stop that. We can build toilet blocks. And we can provide wash stations to teach the girls and the children how to wash their hands. We can do that because we are Rotarians. We are Rotarians. And we can make a difference in the world if we believe we can do it. We are limited by 2 things: our initiative or our lack of it. I challenge you this next year to think about that initiative. I challenge you to think about our number one priority program, the eradication of polio. And we have made great strides. We're down to 74 cases last year, and so far we are down to two cases this year. Can you imagine the headlines when the paper says, polio has been eradicated from the world thanks to Rotary? But I ask you, is your club ready for that? Are you ready for the people that may say, I want to become a member of that organization that has made that great strides in the world? I don't think you are. I don't think we are. Because we haven't reached out and we haven't told our stories. We have to tell our stories. There's nobody going to tell us for it. Nobody's going to tell them for us. We are different than we were 111 years ago. They never heard of a computer 111 years ago. Hadn't even heard of a telephone. Well, I saw one once that looked like it was 111 years old anyway. But we got more power in our hands with that little iPad, that little iPod, that little telephone. Why don't we tweet? Why don't we Facebook? Why don't we connect to the younger generation and those that need to follow us? Our challenge, open up our clubs. Talk to the media. Get people interested in what we're doing. And take a little credit for the great work that we're doing. Rotary, go ahead. Rotary needs clubs that are attractive to young people, to people of different diversity than we are, people that are retired, but we need to engage them in the work of Rotary serving humanity. You can do that, we can do that, but it's really up to you. The decision of what Rotary will be in the next 100 years starts tonight. It starts with each and every one of you, whether you're a Rotarian, you're a partner, or you're a spouse. Are you committed to Rotary serving humanity? Because you see, serving humanity is the best work of life. God bless you. Thank you for letting us be with you. Thank you.